What is the relative accuracy of the data set? Particularly if it's an opt-in model, right? If you have a population that's opting in to do something, then they already have a bias. And so I realize you may not answer this question directly, but there's, and to be fair, I'm from a brand, so I'm not looking to copy your technology. But how do you get people to opt in? What's that mechanism? What relationship do you have with them? And actually, more importantly, how do you equalize for that bias and say with relative confidence that it is representative of the population of the US, let's say at large, and more importantly, a subset of that population?
Sure, very sound question, and we tackle that with every single new customer that comes on, right? So the questions there are, is your data accurate? How do people take scans and how do they opt into? Have you been able to capture so much data, right? And then the other one is there an inherent bias in the data set that you have at your disposal, right? And so the first question has been validated by, like, we did a study with that same brand that I talked about, where they spent lots and lots of money. They brought in master tailors to measure people. They brought in other different scanning technologies, and we just performed best in class. So we were closest to the master tailors. They brought in 3 separate master tailors because the correlation between their measurements is inherently going to be off because there's no real control, right? And so at the end of the day, we've done that with that company. We've done that with another company, which is top 2 in the world. You can kind of figure out who it's going to be. And then we've done that with a ton of universities and research partners, right? So Harvard Medical, Boston Medical, UCSF, LSU, SF State University, University of Texas in Austin, Texas Tech University. All these guys wanted to understand 3D body shapes. They've all gone through their own analysis, and they've all published that analysis. So from an accuracy perspective, we feel very confident in that, and those publications are all public. From a model perspective of like how we get people in, we sell our system to businesses that basically have a business to track and to inform body shape, right? So this could be your gyms, this could be your weight loss centers, this could be your chiros, this could be your PTs, this is going to be medical places, research institutions, whatever. And so in these places, right, somebody comes in and they want a membership to alter their body. And so we've built this whole wellness apparatus on the backside of this thing. And so every scan that you take gives you a ton of information about your body. We work with Mount Sinai Medical and Harvard Medical to come up with like body composition algorithms and all this other stuff, posture algorithms. And so when you take a scan, you're getting a tremendous amount of information on your body. And then you take more scans because you want to track that progress. There's a whole platform. So the people that have scanned are not just people that scanned. They are users of a Fit3D platform, right? And so that then gives us the ability to survey them and to enrich the information that we use before we strip off all privately identifiable information and then use it for BodyBlock, right? So very much of an opt-in model. The other side of that is we don't control how data is captured, which is kind of a big deal, right? So what we had to do is develop a substantial amount of machine learning models to go through and automatically validate every scan that came through the platform. Did this person wear the right clothing? Is their hair in the right position? Did they stay still? Do we feel that their measurements are accurate? Yes, great, use the data. If not, no, throw the data away. We can't use it for BodyBlock, right? So we've done a lot of that work as well, years of that work. And then the other part from a statistical relevance perspective, it's a great question. And at the end of the day, we are the world's foregone authority in body shape. We have more scans than anybody else has ever captured. And so if we want to compare to Census doesn't know. If we want to compare to another study, like they don't know. So how do we get that information, right? What we look at is the smoothness and normalization of curves, right? And so if our curves are smooth and they're normal, we feel pretty good about having a representative data set for that subset of the population. If they're not, and they're janky and crooked or super biased or skewed one way or the other, statistics tells you that your scores are very good. Like you don't have enough data to actually represent that population. And so we do a lot of data analysis work to understand and ensure that the data we're using for all of these services fits the criteria that you're talking about, right? So deeper answer to that question. Not wonky at all. Very good question. Thank you.